That looks nice. Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. Maybe you're in a similar situation like I am, where you have a decent vehicle, everything looks pretty good, until you take a close look at something on the inside, which is the seats. These seats are heavily stained. Nothing fancy, they're just a cloth seat. But when you look at the rest of the interior, it's in pretty good shape, but the seats are really starting to show the wear and tear. But you know what? That's okay, because I think we found the solution. We've got a set of premium seat covers by KustomInterior that we are going to install on the F-150 behind me. I'm gonna walk you through the process, show you what's what, see how easy the installation is, and you can decide if it's something that might work for you. Let's go. All right, let's open this up. Okay, we got some headrests. These must be for the back, right in here. So I'm gonna leave those in the back seat. We have the baby one for the back seat, right there. Those look like they're the front seats. This would be for the fold down console right here, but I have the fixed console, so we won't be using that. I could wear it as a hat maybe later. This would be for the fold down seat in the middle, which we don't have. So we got some extra pieces in here. And that would be for the lid, I believe, of that fold down console. So more extra pieces. So here are the seat cushions for the front seats. Looks like the back of the middle seat, I'm guessing. So that might be extra. This might be extra. This looks like the seat cushion of the front seat. This looks like the seat cushion for the long seat right there that folds up, that guy. These actually feel pretty nice. Look at the stitching. It's gonna feel nicer as long as everything goes on properly. Still have a seat back pouch here, so that's good. This is the back seat here. Sorry, just trying to figure it all out. And so those things will go there. This is a single seat. Okay, so these are front seats. Bottom over there. We know those are for the front seat tops. So this must be the bottom here, or is this one the bottom there? This looks a little small. This is the top, that's why. Okay, so these are the extra pieces for the flip down middle console if you happen to have the front bench seat where these fold down. Perfect. All right, now that I have everything planned out, we are going to start with the front passenger seat. And again, I have to tell you, like, the quality of the material does not seem like any expense was spared. We do have these clips that we got to figure out how they'll latch under the seat. As long as everything wraps around that's visible, I don't think we'll have much of a problem. And then these here, we'll have to figure out how those latch together, but I'll walk you through it. So I'll give you the first person view. We'll throw on the GoPro, I'll put it on wide mode, a big fisheye lens, and then we'll go through setting up this seat here and see how it looks. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I put the driver's seat on. So now I know exactly how to tackle the passenger seat and do a better job explaining it to you. So here on the table, I've got the seat bottom. That's going to go on the bottom, obviously. What's going to happen is these two hooks are going to attach to some of the seat structure. This strap here is going to tuck on each side of the seat, clip together, and these discs, that's what I'll keep calling them, they get pushed through this seam here and protrude out the back. You can kind of turn them flat like that so they can't pull back, but we'll deal with those after, and I'll show you how I'm going to connect them to the top portion. There is one thing though before you do the top portion that you have to address, and it may be different in every vehicle, but the factory seat has a flap here that's connected with a couple ribbons. If you look under there, there is a wiring plug that you've got to pull out so you can release these, and then this allows you to lift it up, and then you'll be able to get to the parts that you're going to fish through the seam of the seat. So that's one thing that you do have to deal with. I just used a pry tool here. You could probably use a flat screwdriver, but just to get those connectors out of the way because these are looped around them. Once you get that done, then you can slide this over the top. Slides on pretty easily. You have a zipper on here just to make it slide on that much easier. Then you're going to take these 3 discs and you're going to force your hand right through to the other side, and then all 6 of those discs will now be through the seat seam. And then these straps here are actually going to connect under the seat structure like these front ones did. And then I'll show you how I loop these discs together to hold it all in place. And then lastly, we can do the headrest, which you will have to take the headrest off first to be able to slide this on. So let's get started. Now this side here has a loop for your seat belt. And when you go to put these straps underneath, the inside of the seat here on the F-150 we can just loop it all the way around. But on this side, you want to tuck it in behind this plastic edge. So you can just tuck it in there with your fingers and then grab it as it comes through. But first we will do the seat belt piece. And then I will tuck this around. So that's already underneath. You can feel it just kind of dangling under there. And as you can see, this fits nicely around the front, but we got to tuck this in still. So I'll reach one hand underneath and pass the strap through to my other hand. Okay, we got it. So pull that snug. This will fill up with air, but we're not done yet. Now those straps are just dangling there. These front ones are just dangling here. But now I'm going to take each one of these discs. I'm going to push them through with my hands so I can grab them from the other side. So you can see them peeking through here. We're just going to grab them, and for now, I'm just going to flip them like this so they don't pull back through. So those aren't going anywhere right now. Now I'll come back to the front and I'll just work this in as best I can. And then underneath, we are going to take these hooks and strap them to an area that seems structurally sound. That's not going anywhere. And then I'm not sure if you can see this, but this underbelly strapping, I'm just going to connect right there. So right now, everything for the seat base is connected. And look at that fitment. That looks nice. Now we'll do the back. Just going to take off the headrest. Okay, we're going to slide it over top. And you can really pull on these things. Don't be scared. And then we'll tuck these headrest mounts in. Just stretch these openings. They got some stretch to them, so don't be scared you're gonna tear them. So that looks good. Again, we got air in here, but once we start to pull everything through, and again, you can torque on this, you will be able to get rid of those air pockets. So this will require a little more force than the bottom, but we want to push these ones through so we can grab them on the other side. And you can tell when they're through, because as you push them through, they kind of flatten out like that and then they stop. Okay, see, not too difficult. Now we want to button up everything under here. So what I chose to do, and hopefully you can see this okay, is I am taking both discs from the top and the bottom seat covers, and I'm just intertwining them so they can't be pulled back through. So as long as you're getting the elastics kind of intertwined, I don't think there's much risk of them sliding out on you. The hardest part is holding up this flap out of your way. There we go. And that one's done. Now we can take the original elastic, hook it back where it was. So I got this wiring harness pulled down. I'm just going to loop this behind it as it was and then plug that back in. So now that's secure. Now these hooks just have to go to somewhere there's structure. Pull it all together. Okay, now for the headrest. Pretty simple. That looks like the front to me. Just slide it on. Looks straight. And don't forget there's Velcro right here. This can easily be lost because it's tucked up inside. Just stick those together before attaching it. And we'll plug it back in. Right, through the magic of videography, that side is done. I'll walk you through exactly what I did because there's some details with the seat belt I'll need to show you, but now we'll tackle this side. All right, we'll start with the seat bottom. As you can see, these straps are just gonna slide right over top, and then these front straps will connect to these back straps. It's a little different over there, and I'll show you, like I said, in a moment. And then this loop is going to connect across to this loop. So everything will be snug on the base. So let's start there. Okay, we're going to connect the bottom portion here. Pull this down a little more. I'm doing this first because I want these straps to kind of hold this in once I connect them. But first I got to fish them through. So on this side, let's get you some lighting there. Now the way these seats are designed, it's easier to tuck things through as you fold them up. So we're going to fold it up part of the way and then push this all through. It's just easier that way. There, they're through. Should be able to pick them up on this side, right here and right here. So now we'll just stretch them over and connect them. Now if we wanted, we could go under here. I don't think it'll really make a difference, but I did want it to grab that one. We'll do the same here. Go underneath just for consistency. But there, that bottom seat is in. Take this headrest off. Now this one's a little different because it doesn't cover the back. So if you were to fold the seat up, you would see this comes forward a bit. There is a way to unclip this, but we're gonna do it without unclipping. You can feel there is a metal edge behind the fabric on each side of the framing of this seat. Like I can actually curl my fingers with the fabric around it. That's all we're going to connect these hooks to, is around that metal beam that's on each side of the back of the seat. Now these you've seen before, we'll push them through the seam, but what'll be different is that we'll intertwine them with the strap that's here, and then that'll help hold it down and center it at the back. So pretty straightforward. Now you'll notice on this lip here, it's all Velcro. That'll actually stick to the material that's right here. So we just want to get our flap right in the back there. Again, if you fold the seat up, it will give you a little more room to work, because see, it articulates the seat a little bit forward. So we are just going to work these clips back there while we try to get this in place. And don't be afraid to be a little rough. These are durable enough to handle it. I'll tuck these in just so we know everything's centered. So everything up to this point is good. Now I'm just going to pull these down, and then here's where you want to tuck these sides right around. My hand is actually grabbing one of those clips, and I'm just looping it around and hooked it into the metal. So you can hear a little clink there. That was the first one. Do the second one. Lifting it up might make it easier so you can get your hand in from the top. Now that your little pull tab, pull this out, is right here. That would make it easier. I didn't have that on the first one. See, I was just hooking it into the frame here. You could cut a little slit, I suppose. Just going to put a little slit in there, and that should make it a little better so it doesn't come out. Now that that part's done, let's fish these through. Easier to do if you have the seat up at an angle like before, just like that. And then under here, we'll just grab them, and I'm gonna loop them into here. Because where are they gonna go? Nowhere. Ta-da! So that's on. Now we'll just do our headrest. Remember, you got these Velcro tabs here. There's a button here that flips these forward. Make sure that's on the right side, and then put it all together. Okay, so the back is all installed, the front is all installed. Let me show you a couple of details here. So even though that side folded down for the back, this side here, your ring clips can hook behind a beam that's exposed on this side. And then for the back of this seat here, these ring clamps, I have them hooked around the corner, but I just had to poke a tiny little hole, just like I did like that on these ones. So that's it there. Now the seatbelt does cause a problem. If you're going to use this seatbelt, I would recommend doing what I did. So when we flip this up, you have to undo the anchor that's back there, that 18mm bolt. Then this seatbelt anchor can be pulled all the way up through and get underneath and allow you to put this back underneath and make it all fit nicely. Now nothing's in the way, and you can see it's fished perfectly right through the middle of the seat. And then everything else is pretty much hook up the straps, pull everything together. Piece of cake, actually. Well, I can't wait. I got to do the sit test. Just look at these though. They are very well made. Look at the stitching. There's different styles available. But let's just have a seat. Oh yeah. Everything feels really good. I'm very impressed. Now I'm just gonna hop in the back seat. They sure look nice. Everything folds up as it should. Headrests operate properly. Everything looks good. Very nice upgrade. I think the guys will really appreciate these seat covers. But tell you what, I'm gonna take it outside in the daylight so we can get a better look, and I'll share with you some before footage. I opted for the premium artificial leather, but you can select genuine leather as a custom order. To build a set, simply head over to KustomInterior.com and review their selection. They also have some for my daily driver too, which has piqued my interest. You can choose from a handful of different colors and or stitchings as well. I found their website easy to use, and shipping was really fast. I think in this case, a picture is worth 1,000 words. The interior looks so much better. Now it's protected. We have the old seats looking much sharper. These should be easier to clean as well. So whether you're looking to protect the seats that you have or refresh your interior completely, Custom Interior might have something for you. Definitely check out their website. I'll leave a link in the video description below. But if you like today's video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.